It's time for Sex Drive with Dr. Ava Cadell. Has your drive crashed? Dr. Ava can fix it. Now, here's Dr. Ava Cadell.
Welcome to Sex Drive Radio, brought to you by our friends at Adam and Eve, America's most trusted source for adult products. Hi, I'm Dr. Ava Cadell, your personal certified love and sexologist, and I want to empower you to overcome any sexual guilt or shame so that you can enjoy your natural sex drive. And my co-host is the lovely and talented soap opera star Jackie Zeman, who is also a consummate romantic. So give us both a call from the U.S. at our toll-free number, 1-877-711-5611. International callers dial 1-772-978-9099 or email us at questions@wetalksex.com so that we can answer all your questions about love, relationships, intimacy, and sex. And our hot topic tonight is breakups. So if you need advice on how to break up, where to break up, when to break up, call us 1-877-711-5611.
Here's your host, Dr. Ava.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we support you whether you are gay or straight, black, brown, or white, and whatever your sexual appetites are, as long as it's between consenting adults. And here to confirm that is my lovely co-host, Jackie Zeman.
Hey, Dr. Ava.
How are you?
Well, I'm very, very, very excited about this subject tonight because for all of you who are listening, we're talking about the ups and downs of breaking up tonight. So if you have a question or something that you would like to share, give us a call. In the United States, we're at 1-877-711-5611, or you can email us at questions@wetalksex.com. We're talking about the ups and downs of breaking up. And you know, Dr. Ava, I was thinking about this afternoon, and tonight should be a very interesting discussion because in every relationship, when it comes to a breakup, there's always the one that wants the breakup, and then there's the one that doesn't want the breakup. It's very rare.
It's very
that two
rare.
people are in sync.
It is. Isn't that sad? Well, let's take a call right now and see what our caller has to say about breaking up or has to ask us. We have Brittany on line 3, and she's calling us from California. Welcome to the show, Brittany.
Hi, Dr. Ava. Hi, Jackie. I love your guys' show.
Well, thank you so much. So what are your thoughts tonight about breaking up?
Okay, well, I've been with my boyfriend for a while now, and when we were first together, the sex was incredible. It was amazing. And then after a while, it just kind of got stale, and we broke up, and we had sex after we broke up, and it was through the roof the most amazing experience I ever had. It topped any sex previously. So now I find myself trying to make us break up. I lie and sometimes make up stories about me cheating and act really crazy. So I guess my question is, am I crazy or am I just horny?
Well, I think you're perfect. I think you're a very sexy young woman, and I think that your guy gets off on breakup sex. What do you think, Jackie?
I think you're what people call a drama queen, and I think that, you know, if you're having fun with this and it's kind of, you know, you and here in this groove of that's what you do, that's okay. But I think that if you're both not on the same page, that your relationship is not destined to be real long term.
Yeah, I agree with Jackie. Brittany, I think your relationship is doomed. So let me ask you, Brittany, if you had to break up with him, which you will, what reason would you give him for breaking up, or would you not give him a reason?
Well, I don't know, because I don't know if I would stay away, because then I know that if I did break up with him, I could just have really great sex again.
Yeah, but all you have with this guy is great sex, from what I'm hearing. Does he have any other qualities? Does he make you laugh? Is he a good communicator? Does he take you to nice places? Does he treat you right? Is there anything else about him apart from his penis that you love?
I'd have to say no.
Well, that's okay. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, so you know what? Keep having fun. That's what I say. And if you have the best sex by creating drama, that's okay, isn't it, Jackie?
I agree. I just, at your age, I would hope that the fact that you get into this comfortable rhythm of the sex is great with him, that it won't keep you from being open to having a more fulfilling relationship with someone else. Because what a lot of women do, and I've done it myself, is we can have a habit of staying in something for the wrong reasons or maybe too long, and then you can't move forward and enrich your life, with love and partnership and romance if you're busy sleeping with, this guy just for the sex all the time. And you don't want to close yourself off.
Yeah, but you don't want to give up good sex either. She's having good sex. I think she should keep him for a while. She's going to get sick of him anyway.
Yeah.
Believe me. Yeah, after a while, great sex becomes good sex. After that becomes average. After that, below average. It's all going to just fizzle out naturally.
I guess. Does he get jealous? Does he get jealous if you tell him you're with somebody else?
Yeah, that's usually one of my lines that I say to get him mad, and then hopefully break up with me.
Oh.
Such a naughty little girl.
Well, I guess you've got fun and games going on. I guess as long as you're both, it seems to be what you do, and I guess you're both, as long as you both understand what it is. But I would hope
as long as he doesn't get violent.
That you're really attracted to, that you want to have more of a relationship with.
Yeah, and as long as he doesn't get violent or he doesn't, overstep or violate any boundaries and you're just having fun, it's okay. But be careful. Be very cautious.
Okay,
and we thank you for your call.
All right.
Good luck.
Wow, okay. So Brittany's having great sex, Jackie.
Yeah.
We love to hear that. Well, why don't we give some tips on breaking up while we're waiting for some other callers. We do have some people on the line, but I want to give out the number one more time. It's 1-877-711-5611. And by the way, we can talk about anything that you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be about breaking up. You can ask us any question about love, relationships, romance, intimacy, or sex. Because if you have questions, we have answers. So let's give out some tips. I'm going to give you one of my tips, then Jackie's going to give you one of her tips. So one of my tips on breaking up is this. Write down a relationship profit and loss statement. In other words, make a list of what is right and what is wrong with your partner and with your relationship. And if the bad outweighs the good, then you need to break up. It's so simple. You just compare which list is the longest.
I think that's brilliant advice. And
okay, thank you.
Yes.
What's your advice?
I like that. My advice is that to tell the truth. When you're breaking up with someone, tell the truth. Tell why you really are. And that's hard to do sometimes. I think it's really hard.
What if it's insulting? What if the truth is you've got bad breath, or I don't like what your breasts look like, or your penis is too small? I mean, come on, Jackie.
No, because I think first of all, if it's a bad breath, it's so easily fixed. You know what I mean? So if it was something like that, they could fix it.
Not if you've got a stomach problem, or if you suffer from some kind of, acid reflux. Not always.
No, that's true. You know what? Because I think that a person would rather know the truth and then they can deal. I think it's rather for a person to know the real reason than in their head, especially the one that doesn't want to be broken up with, than to be rolling around thinking, I could have done this, I should have done that, maybe if I'd done this it would have been okay. It's just very painful and hurtful. It's better to say to someone, this is the reason why it's not working. It's not going to work out. My heart isn't there. I think you're terrific, or whatever the truth is, and then that person can move on and just say, okay.
Well, I don't agree with you 100% because I have a client, for example, who is now impotent because the first woman he had a relationship with really insulted his manhood and told him that his dick was too small and useless, and he has never been able to get an erection since. So she really did a lot of harm, with her words. Yeah.
They had a whole show on Sex and the City about that. Do you remember that show? Where the Samantha character was, dating someone, and she really liked him, but that was the case. he was too small for her. And
yeah, I think I do remember that one. Yeah. So, before we take the next call, do you want to make an announcement about our sponsor, Jackie?
Absolutely. Yes, before we take the next call, because if the next call goes on, we want to have time to do this. I want to tell everyone who's listening about AdamandEve.com. And actually, they have an offer right now that you are not going to be able to resist because it's incredible. And it is exclusively for listeners of Sex Drive Radio. All you have to do is go to AdamandEve.com, get on the website, and for a limited time only, you can get 50% off just about any item on the website. Half off. All you have to do is remember to use Sex Drive as your offer code when you check out. So you select your one item, you get your 50% off. You're also going to get 3 free adult DVDs and a free extra gift. That's a surprise. It's a secret, so we're not telling you what it is. And to top it all off, they're going to give you free shipping on your entire order. So this is an incredible offer. Go to AdamandEve.com. Go on the website. You'll find something that's absolutely fabulous, and enjoy.
Very well said. Yes. We're going to take a break, and then we are going to take Paul, who's waiting on the line, and I'm going to answer an email question from an anonymous person who says, I don't want to break up with my wife, but I do want to have a passionate affair outside of my stagnant marriage with a more receptive woman. What should I do? So we will answer that, and we'll talk to Paul as soon as we come back with more Sex Drive Radio. Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we know that sex is between the ears, not just between the legs. And the phone lines are open, so give us a call at 1-877-711-5611 if you have a question for Jackie and I on love, relationships, intimacy, sex, or breaking up, as does Paul, who is on line 3. Welcome to the show, Paul.
DrAva, it's a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
I've got a
Jackie's
problem. I've got a big problem.
Okay, what's your big problem?
I've been dating this gal for about a year. In the beginning, it was great, but I've got to break up with her, but she knows too much about me. She can be very vindictive. I've known this from conversations with her over the last year. I need to get her to break up with me. My ego's okay. I can deal with that, but if I break up with her, I'm afraid that there's going to be some repercussions. So how can I get her to dump me?
Okay, well, I think the best thing you can do is be a really bad lover. That's number one. And number two is to just not be very attentive with her. Start complaining and moaning and whining about things in your life, and just don't be, your usual fun, confident, positive self. Be a downer, be a bummer, so that she gets bored with being with you.
That's a great advice, but how can I keep her from getting pissed off at me for being like that? Maybe I should tell her I got other problems.
What do you think, Jackie?
What is the reason, Paul? I'm sure she's told you in the past what it is about you that she finds attractive. What does she say?
Well, we have a good sex life, and we travel a lot together, and we do have fun. There are good times, but she's becoming strange. She's a little drinking too much, and I'm getting impatient with her, and I'm losing interest.
Well, it sounds like the bad outweighs the good.
Oh,
so
yes,
if you want her to break up with you, then you have to be the kind of person that you wouldn't want to go out with.
Yeah,
which is, don't spend any money on her, be a really lousy lay, don't talk much, be depressed, be grumpy, just keep complaining, and she'll get sick of you.
Just let your mind drift when she's talking, don't focus on what she's saying. After she's finished talking, kind of look at her with that daze of like, huh?
Yeah.
Like you haven't heard anything. Women like to feel that women love when they talk, to feel like you're listening. So if you just stop checking in with her,
don't ask her any questions about her life at all. Be really selfish and self-centered. She will dump you probably within a week.
Very quickly.
Good advice. Man, I really need to get rid of this. It's a real burden on my head. Okay. Well, you guys, I really really thank you for your advice. I've never thought of things like that. That might work.
Hey,
all right,
Paul,
well, good luck, Paul.
Call us back after and let us know.
All right, we'll do, you guys.
Okay.
Thank you for your call.
Love your show.
Thank you.
See, isn't that interesting how another person, a friend of mine, a man, said to me a couple of weeks ago that he had same thing, a girlfriend. He wasn't in love with her. He wasn't even that attracted to her, but he wasn't seeing anybody else, and so he was kind of like, with her because she was convenient for sex once in a while. Same thing, he said, but I'm afraid if I break up with her, she's going to be like a stalker, that she's going to be like really weird and maybe come to where I work and that she's going to cause a problem. And I think this is really interesting because I think a lot of men are afraid of these crazy women that will go out.
And Jackie, there are crazy men. Believe me, a lot of men out there too can be stalkers and violent and crazy. And so, breaking up is a very delicate situation. And actually, we have somebody on line 5, Lisa, and I think Lisa is a breakup coach, if I'm right. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Hi, Dr. Ava. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Lisa.
You are a breakup coach, aren't you?
I am. I prefer to call myself a heartbreak reinvention coach.
A heartbreak reinvention coach.
Yes.
Love it. Okay.
Thank you.
So tell us, what do you recommend, especially, and you've probably heard the last caller, when one person is afraid that the other might, be vindictive or a psycho? What do you recommend?
That's challenging because really, who wants to be in a relationship with somebody like that? So while he cannot change the fact that maybe she's going to go psycho after the relationship, moving forward, he really needs to make better choices in relationships and choose healthier partners to begin with.
I agree.
Good. That's a good point. That is a good. But sometimes you don't know somebody until you've been with them for a little while.
Well,
and actually, they say the freakiest people in bed are the craziest people.
Well, then that should be a lesson for
Okay, so date somebody who's lousy in bed. Okay.
No. Just don't date somebody who's freaky.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. My husband is the sanest man I know, and he's great in bed. So that's not always the case.
Good. So, Lisa, give us some more tips. Give us a few more tips on breaking up. What are your 3 top tips?
Here's really what's important. And I love what you ladies have been talking about tonight. Be honest and be fair. Do not string somebody along. Do not lie. If you're worried about your safety, if you're concerned that someone's going to physically assault you or hurt you in some way, then you may have to bend the truth a little, but be as honest, as upfront, and as fair as possible. A lot of times fairness goes out the window during a breakup, and I'm all about bringing the fairness back.
I agree with you, Lisa. Absolutely.
Okay, what else? What else, Lisa? Give us a couple of other tips.
Well, here's the main thing. When you go through a breakup, you have got to extricate your ex from your life. They are no longer your best friends. They're not your shoulder to cry on. You should not be having booty calls with them after the breakup. You really have to create new boundaries, and if you have to stay connected because you've got kids together or some situation like that, create the new boundaries. You only talk about the kids. You don't get access to each other's emotions anymore. So really,
never have sex with your ex.
I don't recommend it because for men, here's the thing. Men can have sex with their ex, walk out the door, and meet another woman like that because they're feeling sexy and confident. When we have sex with our ex, our emotions get involved, and then suddenly we think our ex is amazing. We put him on a pedestal, and we don't give ourselves the chance to move on.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Lisa, do you have a website where people can go and get more information from you?
I do. They can go to lisastedman.com, and they can also find my book, It's a Breakup, Not a Breakdown, and also the workbook, It's a Breakup, Not a Breakdown, on Amazon.
I love that. It's a breakup, not a breakdown, which means you can heal, you can recover, you can raise your self-esteem, and move on with your life in a positive and productive way.
Absolutely.
Love
I
that.
coach women through this process, so I see it every day. Lives change for the better, but you have to be willing to let go of the past.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise on breaking up. It really is.
Thank you so much, ladies. It was my pleasure.
Okay, and lots of luck with your book. Love the title.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's wonderful, huh?
It is. So, what she teaches is that you have to accept that the relationship is over, first of all. And then she definitely thinks that you can learn from the lessons. And I agree with that. I think, instead of mourning and punishing yourself and blaming yourself, write down what you have learned from the relationship about yourself and perhaps even what you would do differently, because you don't want to repeat the same destructive patterns.
Absolutely. And, it's always different. It's sometimes we're in the position where we are attracted more to someone who is not attracted to us and doesn't, wants to be out of the relationship, and sometimes it's in the reverse. And it's very different depending what side of the fence you're on. The one that's wanting the relationship more than the other one, that's a hard feeling for a lot of people, because you feel there's like totally no control. Like you can want something so much and you're powerless to do anything to fix it or to make it better. And that's very hard for a lot of people to get through that.
It is. And remember I mentioned the email question we got just before the break? It says, and this is a situation where he says, I don't want to break up with my wife, but I do want to have a passionate affair outside of my stagnant marriage with a more receptive woman. What should I do? So here's a man who obviously is unsatisfied, and I'm sure his wife is unsatisfied too. So what would you recommend for him to do, Jackie?
Well, more receptive to me implies that there's definitely problems in the relationship. I would assume sexual ones, that they're not having good sex or it's not often enough. I mean, that's right. Is that what you got from the gist of that email?
Oh, absolutely. And we're going to take another break, Jackie.
Okay.
But we will be back and we will give our answer. So in the meantime, do give us a call right here at Sex Drive Radio at 1-877-711-5611. We're talking about love, relationships, intimacy, and sex.
And now, here's the host with the most, the guru of love, your loveologist, Dr. Ava Cadell.
Welcome back to Sex Drive Radio, where we talk love, relationships, romance, intimacy, and sex. I'm Dr. Ava Cadell with my co-host.
And I'm Jackie Zeman, and tonight we're talking about the ups and downs of breaking up. We're taking your calls at 877-711-5611, or you can email us at questions@wetalksex.com.
That's right, and we were just answering a question that somebody emailed us anonymously, and he is in a stagnant marriage, and he wants to know what he should do because he really wants to have a passionate affair with somebody who's more receptive to him. So I think there are several options, Jackie. Each of them have different consequences.
To me, there's only one.
What's yours?
Mine is, if you're married, you should not be looking for, a more receptive woman to be doing anything with unless you make the deal with your wife first, so that you're both in agreement that is part of the relationship.
So get permission.
Get permission. Absolutely.
Okay. That was one of my possible solutions. The most obvious one that you'll get from me as a therapist is to be honest and to talk to your wife about the lack of passion in your marriage and get help to try and rekindle it and have a better love life together. So that would be my number one suggestion. But number two is exactly what Jackie said, which is let your wife know that you're going to go outside of the marriage to get your sexual fulfillment before she finds out, because she will find out. And, of course, allow her to do the same, tit for tat. And the third option is, okay, have your secret affair and hope the relationship remains uncomplicated. But it really does.
It won't, though.
It won't. No, there won't be a happy ending unless you have specific guidelines and boundaries in place before you get too involved. For example, if he pays the woman every time he sees her, so it's almost like a business relationship, and, they make a commitment, if you will, not to get emotionally attached to each other. Yes. Very hard to do, but an option. I'm a great believer in options.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that can work. I mean, I know somebody who had a very long-term relationship with a woman that it was strictly a deal, a business deal. It went on for a very, very long time, and it worked. It seems to work.
There you go. We're going to take a call from Johnny, who's on hold. But before we do, I just want to tell you something about our sponsor, AdamandEve.com. If you go to AdamandEve.com, you're going to get 50% off one item when you type in the word sex drive. And you'll not only get half off, but you're going to get 3 free DVDs, plus a free extra gift, which is so naughty, I can't even tell you what it's about. And they're going to throw in free shipping. So go to AdamandEve.com because they have adult toys, they have lingerie, movies, they have so many things to spice up your love life. But do make sure to put in the offer code SEXDRIVE just before checkout. Okay, let's talk to Johnny on line 3. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Dr. Ava. How are you?
Great. And Jackie's on the line, too, so you've got 2 people to give you advice. What's your question?
Well, I've got the situation where I'm cheating on my girlfriend a lot. And I really love my girlfriend. I don't want to ever lose her, but I just need things on the side. And I'm afraid I'm going to get tripped up someday and get caught.
Wow, how long have you been doing this?
I'll tell you how I'm going to get caught.
I know how you're going to get caught. She's going to look at your cell phone.
I have Bluetooth in the car, and someday I'm going to forget to turn it off. Someone's going to call me on the cell phone while she's listening on the speakerphone and say something like, I miss you and what you did to me last night. That's going to go over
so you know the risks you're taking, but it seems to still be worth it for you.
Actually, it makes it a little bit more exciting when you do it.
I see that.
Like risk,
Yeah. So let me ask you, do you want to marry this girl?
No.
Uh-huh. Okay. So she doesn't give you something that you need from other women.
She gives me everything.
No, she doesn't. There's something she doesn't give you because otherwise you wouldn't be cheating on her all the time. Or do you just want variety?
Oh, yeah, she doesn't give me other women.
Oh, there you go. She doesn't give you variety. Okay. Some men, Jackie, really need variety, and I respect that, and I understand that. Do you think your girlfriend would understand that?
No way.
Okay.
No, and yet, even though you don't want to marry her, you don't want to lose her.
No, I mean, we're it forever. I'd stay with her forever, But it's just, if I can have a little bit on the side once in a while, then I don't have to leave her because I'm getting everything I want. She's real solid as far as, my life goes. But she's not as young, as other girls. And, there's just, guys are that way. They like a little variety on the side once in a while. But I think I'm going to get caught one day. And then
do you think she really knows if she just hasn't pushed the envelope by, addressing the situation because she doesn't want to rock the boat?
She doesn't snoop. She's not snoopy. But like I say, someday something's going to happen. I know something's going to happen. And I don't know.
That's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So what I recommend, Johnny, is you prepare for that day when something's going to happen. You need to prepare to get your speech ready so that your girlfriend doesn't dump you.
I got to get my speech ready.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You need to say, I'm so sorry, honey. You need to say, I'm so sorry. I'm just a weak, red-blooded man. I didn't know what I was doing. I love you. It was just sex. That's what guys say, and some women buy it.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily the end of the world.
No, it really isn't.
Women. That's
no,
true.
Infidelity really isn't. And the truth of the matter is, I know the difference between love and sex. And a lot of women, like myself, also understand that men do need variety. So let's hope your girlfriend is one of them.
Maybe she's doing this to me. Do you think?
Oh, yeah, maybe she is. How would that make you feel?
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't like it.
Spoken like a man.
Well, just be prepared because when that day comes, you know what's going to happen.
Okay, listen, thank you for your call, Johnny. Just be cautious and get that speech ready because you're going to get caught one day. You're listening to Sex Drive. I'm Dr. Ava Cadell with my lovely co-host.
And I'm Jackie Zeman. Gosh, we've had an incredible night talking about ups and downs of breaking up.
That's right. And somebody emailed me and said, come on, you girls, why don't you tell us exactly what to say when you want to break up with someone? So let's tell them. I think you need to tell your partner that you appreciate the good times you had together. And, name a couple of them, like we had good sex or you made me laugh. Then you need to say, I think we should break up, and give at least 2 specific reasons why you are no longer willing to continue the relationship, such as our values are too different, I don't enjoy your friends, we just don't have much in common apart from sex. Be honest, be specific. What do you think, Jackie?
Yeah, I think, exactly. I mean, I had a situation where, I had to break up with someone, a fabulous, fabulous guy. I mean, really wonderful, and smart, and we were going out, we were having fun, but I wasn't in love. I just wasn't in love. And for me, I think you know that after you're with a person for a certain amount of time. And I just told him the truth. I said, you know what, I think you're fabulous. I think women should be stampeding over themselves to get to you. You're the guy that everybody wants. But as far as future and love and romance and intimacy, it's just not there for me, and it's not going to go there. And I'm sorry. I wish it would, because you're fabulous, but it's not. That was the truth. And I hope that we can go on to be friends. You know what I mean?
That was good.
Future.
Hey, you want to take one last quickie call before we go to break?
I would love to.
Amy, on line 5, do you have a quick question for us right here on Sex Drive Radio?
Hello. Yes, Dr. Ava. I just wanted to ask you a question.
Go ahead, sweetie. We're going to break soon. What's your question?
Do you think that a person can be happy in a relationship where they don't have sex?
I do. I mean, I couldn't. I don't think Jackie could. Could you?
No, not if it was an exclusive relationship. I couldn't.
Okay, we got to take a break. The answer is no.
No, but
Jackie
if I was
and I
dating a few
need
different
sex.
guys, I could.
We need sex, and we're going to take a break. And we're going to be right back with our celebrity guest, who is one of the sexiest men I have ever seen on the screen. Can't wait to talk to him. Hey, Jackie, tomorrow we're going to continue talking about breakups, makeups, and all that good
We'll
stuff.
We'll be talking about this all week, and, a lot more information to share when we're back tomorrow.
Okay, sweetie, stay in a juicy frame of mind until then. I'll be right back. You're listening to Dr. Ava Cadell. This is Sex Drive Radio, and I will be right back with my celebrity guest, Steven Bauer. Okay, I'm very excited now to announce our celebrity guest tonight. He is the incredibly handsome, sexy, and equally talented movie and TV star, Steven Bauer, who has appeared in over 100 movies, going back to Scarface, where his role of Manny Rivera drew a Golden Globe nomination, to starring in a role in the Oscar-winning movie Traffic. And just this year, Steven Bauer has already made 10 movies, including his brand new movie, which he is going to tell us all about right now. Welcome to the show, Steven.
Well, hi. Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. Thank you. That was a really lovely introduction.
Well, you're welcome. So tell us what you're working on right now. I hear you've got a brand new movie coming out.
Well, yeah, I've got a movie that just was released on DVD. It's my first producing effort, and it's just a little film, a little action adventure movie with girls and guns and cars. And,
we love that.
But it's great. It's great to get the first one out of the box, And
I didn't know you were producing. I had no idea you were producing movies.
Well, just starting. I'm about 20 years late. I was sort of dreaming producing about 20 years ago.
It's never too late.
But I finally got around to it thanks to somebody who got me into my partner, Gina Almeida, got me into the project. Great. And so now I'm off and running, and we're doing a bunch of projects together. We're doing some films. Really exciting.
And so this is called Fast Lane? Is that the name of the new movie?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Called
Great.
Fast Lane, but look out for Fast Lane 2, because Fast Lane 2 will be much better movie. This is just fun. This one's just fun, and it's in all the stores already, and you'll see it. All the ads are all over, and it's in Blockbuster, and that's
great. Well, I'm going to get it. Do you play a bad guy or a good guy?
I play a good guy.
Oh my goodness, you play such good bad guys, though.
Oh my God! So aren't you tired of seeing me as a bad guy?
No, I love watching you, A, as a bad guy, and B, as a sexy guy. Do you have a love scene in this movie?
No, I don't. Not in this one. No, but the next one, I promise.
Oh, good, because you really are one of the sexiest actors, I have to tell you, that I've ever seen. When I remember watching you in Red Shoe Diaries like years ago.
You saw that?
I just thought you were the epitome of a woman's fantasy man. Tall, dark, handsome, incredible voice and sensual. I mean,
thank you. How's my voice? How do I sound?
It's beautiful. It's
thanks.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, before I get carried away.
Yes. I'm still tall. I'm still tall and dark and
handsome.
Oh, and handsome.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a little bigger now. I'm stronger. I'm bigger in size. I was really thin then, but I'm kind of grown into my frame a little more.
But women love that. They love a big, strong man who can protect them. It's very
that's
sexy.
what they tell me. That's what they tell me. I keep hearing that.
So now you have had a lot of relationships with some of the most beautiful women. What is your definition of a successful relationship now?
Well, a successful relationship, I think, is one that's built on give and take and on the respect for each other's individuality. That's
very well put. Yeah. So you don't try to change the other person.
Oh no, you don't want to change the other person because then there'll always be resentment. There's always resentment in that. Nobody I think should try to play God. I think we all have beautiful things in us, and
we do.
We need to be the best that we can, and if we're good that way for someone else, then it's wonderful.
Absolutely.
People accept each other.
So if you had to describe yourself in one word, Steven, what would it be?
I think I'm optimistic.
Good.
I think I'm always optimistic, and I'm also curious.
That's a very sexy quality, curiosity.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm curious. I always want to be learning. Always. I'm a student of life and of humanity. Always.
So what have you learned about love?
And about love also, because love is a very, very powerful thing that's so complicated. It's so complex. It's not complicated. It's complex. So we don't get handbooks as children. We don't really get an education in love. We only receive it or we don't. And I'm very grateful very lucky to have received a lot of love in my upbringing. And so I know how to give love. But it's hard later on in life. It's hard as you go on. It's hard to receive love and not feel almost beholden to someone else. I mean, we all give love for free, but sometimes there are expectations given with love, and that's always made me a little awkward, a little uncomfortable, and kind of puts me in the position where I'm trying too hard to reciprocate.
Right. That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you try too hard, then you're people pleasing, really, because some people some people are just showing you their love, and you don't really you don't owe them anything.
No, you don't. Absolutely.
It's taken me a long time to learn that.
Well, it's a good lesson. So you've done so much with your life so far. I mean, what do you think is the biggest success, the biggest accomplishment so far in your life?
I think the fact that I just, in terms of humanity, I think the fact that I do have two children, two sons that both love and respect me, and that I have very strong relationships with, and that's really my strongest. I think my strongest accomplishment is that they're two really amazing people, and they really, really love their dad. They really like me.
There you go. That's great. That is a great accomplishment. What do you think is the best compliment that you've ever received?
I think the fact that I have I think I've received this a couple of times from coworkers and that become friends, and that's usually the way I'm described is that I have a big heart, and that I give a lot. I give a lot to a relationship, to a working relationship, to a friendship. I give a lot. I give a lot, and I'm very tolerant. I'm very open-minded. I look for the best on people. I look for
Yeah, those are wonderful. Those compliments mean so much more than you're sexy and handsome and all that stuff, which is nice for the ego.
Nice,
but it's much more meaningful when people really recognize you for your open heart and your generosity. It's much more meaningful. So I have to ask you, because a lot of fans want to know, what does a romantic evening look like for Steven Bauer?
Ooh. Well, I like to have the evening. Well, I mean, I like to have a nice meal. I like the dinner type evening meal.
Okay, so food. What else? Food is good.
Yeah, that's intimate. That's intimate. And then what I like to do is usually spend some time either talking or in a nice place, in a place with a nice view, let's say. With a beautiful view. It's either in the mountains, in the hills, or overlooking ocean. I love the ocean, especially in Miami. Though I love where I come from, Miami.
Yeah. Miami is nice. I'm going to Miami this month to give a lecture, and I used to live in Miami, so it's a fabulous place. Beautiful beaches.
It really is. The water's so therapeutic and so great.
And it's warm. Love that.
Warm.
Well, I have to. Unfortunately, I can't talk any longer. It's the end of our show, but I want to thank you so much and wish you continued success. I'm going to go and get Fastlane and Fastlane 2 from Blockbuster. Yeah. I'm going to watch you.
And check out my movie. Check out my movie called Session, which is coming out this year. You'll see it on DVD or in the movie this fall, and it stars myself and Bar Raffaelli, who's the model, the swimsuit modelist that's going with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Thank you so much, Steven Bauer. You were a fabulous guest. This is Dr. Ava Cadell from Sex Drive Radio, and I'm looking forward to being with you tomorrow night. Same place, same time. Stay sexy.